If you've ever had a Big Mac at McDonald's, you've probably noticed it tastes the same whether you're in Atlanta or Anchorage. The layout of your local Walmart is probably the same whether you live in New York or New Mexico. You could call that standardization, but it's actually laser-like focus on processes. In fact, industry leaders use core processes as their strongest competitive differentiator. Just like those industry leaders, if your organization supports the design and maintenance of efficient and effective business processes, then you have a process culture. A process culture is the day-to-day demonstration of employee behaviors, attitudes, and practices that drive you closer to your strategic objectives. Translating your strategic intent into day-to-day execution is the key objective of developing a process culture. When you have a process culture, you'll see consistent quality and predictable results throughout your organization. Here are 5 ways you can develop a process culture. 1, have the end in mind. This goes back to the 7 habits of highly effective people. Begin with the end in mind. The end objectives will define the actions needed to achieve them, and that will form the basis of day-to-day behaviors. 2, link process objectives to individual matrix. Have you ever heard the phrase, what gets rewarded gets repeated? Establishing a process culture requires creating productive habits. This means leveraging the right rewards, actions, and recognition mechanisms. 3, create a process repository. A repository is a central place to host and publish processes so they're living, breathing, and easy to access and easy to update. In addition, your entire organization needs to have a common understanding of the process language. Have a common language so that everyone understands the definition of the terms and the words you use to build your processes. 4, support innovation through process management. Innovation is usually referred to as out-of-the-box thinking, but it's important to define that box, in this case, the process. Then determine if small incremental process improvements are sufficient to meet the business needs or if a radical shift is required. It's equally important to have a process for innovation, especially when innovation is the key to remain competitive. Process management should provide a well-defined process for selecting ideas, funding them, etc., to support ongoing innovation. You must be willing to try new ideas and approaches that have some risk of failure in order to make changes leading to perfection. Just make sure you learn from your mistakes that you make along the way. No failure is a failure if you learn something from it. 5, continue to support your process culture. As a leader, it's important to understand that your culture is influenced by your leadership style. It's been proven that the personality, philosophy, and experience of leaders gets embodied in the group's culture. You'll facilitate the development of a process culture by aligning your culture with your organization's common goals and strategies. If you have a coworker that might benefit from this video, please share it with them. Also, please remember to subscribe to our channel where you can watch our other videos on business process management.